Well, welcome, Sharon. We usually open with either a prayer or a song or a poem or whatever, a ritual of some sort. And so Laura's going to do some singing bowls. So we'll get started with that, and then we can bring you on.
Okay.
And I also have a short Apache blessing.
Okay, beautiful.
Cool.
It's all
May
yours.
the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries. May the breeze blow new strength into your being. May you walk gently through the world and know its beauty all the days of your life.
Like that. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay, and if you would all mute yourselves. Let me know if it's on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Been a while since I did that. That was fun.
All right, Sharon, it's all yours.
Oh my. I know. My name is Sharon Cloutier. Used to be in the ministry. I stepped back a few years ago, but I did write a book. It's called The Simplicity of Truth. It's a channeled book from the source, Yeshua, Mary the Magdalene, Archangel Chanel, an angel of light from the golden ray. And in one of the chapters, there's also information on and exercises to heal yourself. And that was information I had channeled from the angels years ago. And let's see, it took a long time to write because I was doing my own healing and growth during this time also. And it would come in stages. It would come in stages for me. Let's see. I self-published, and it's in a format which I've spiraled so that if there's any notes a person needs to make, they can do it on the side. The source talks about numerous subjects and information for mankind. Yeshua talks about some information that took place in Jerusalem and what he came in. There's also the source talks, and Yeshua talks about women and how blessed we are. And as I said, in one of my chapters, I talk about working with wings and healing, self-healing. It's time for mankind to go deep to heal themselves. And we there's information on the mother father of creation, because it's not just male, it's a blended energy, and we carry that within us. And what would you like to know? What would you like to know?
I forgot I was muted. I was just rereading for the third time. The thing that jumped out at me is the discussion about the seventh seal. Can you
Yes.
talk more about that and how we can open it and why we're afraid to open it?
Yeah, and it's funny, when it came in, one of my guides is Sanat Kumara, and that's what he talks about. And it's funny because I heard today to make some read from it about the seventh seal. I learned, because I grew up Catholic, and they would talk about the seventh seal, and it was like the angels would open these gates and everything, and I'm there. So that when this information came, I had to trust with what was being said, and it's true. We are the seventh seal. It's not, we need to open up. We need to be who we are, truly who we are. In the book, trying to find it, because it talks about you opening up, and it has words for you to say to help you open up to be this seventh seal, to be all of who you are. You're a magnificent being, and it's time you become who you are, why you came in. Came in to help humanity also, and learn different things, but and have choices in things. I'm trying to find it here. Oh yeah, okay. Here it is. It says, and I will read it. I think this is where it says what you need to say. Oh, yes, it does. All
What
right.
page are you on?
It's on page 16.
16?
At the bottom.
Okay. All right. I'm not
At the
that far away.
bottom.
Okay. Go ahead. Shoot.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go on the second sentence in the last paragraph. Christianity speaks about the seventh seal and that God will reveal. Know this, you are the seventh seal, revealed at this crossbar, because I go into this crossbar that's at your heart level. And it's where that which is seen and unseen meet. And it's where you step over into your higher being, who you are. I will continue. It says, I will speak words you may not understand, but know this. And if you listen with your heart, and you will understand. I have to move the paper because that's one of the things they wanted me to read, is being revealed to you. Do not run from the truth. It seeks you out. If not today, it will be tomorrow. Again, the seventh seal is you, and you open this seal through your heart with the help of your spirit, which is the Mother, Father, God, Goddess of creation. You are a beautiful light being. Please step into who you truly are. Be everything you seek. Your God self is waiting for you to open the door. Break the seal to self. In order to open the seal, you must fully open your heart and allow the divine flame inside of your heart to fully ignite. Say these words. I ask that the flame within my heart to ignite and to help me be in the oneness of the all. Know this, once you have ignited the eternal flame, you have stepped into the heart of your Creator, and you will experience the unconditional love of the divine heart. It is time to become the fully blossomed lotus of love. Again, not human love, but the love that comes directly from me, the source. It is time to journey to the truth of self, is it not? Enjoy yourself in your journey. Honor who you are, an enlightened being of light who is able to pass into universal love and surrender to the truth of self and the wisdom of the divine will. It is time to let you know who and what you are. Be proud of what you possess, what knowledge you possess individually. What an individual, yes, you. Do not let fear stop you from continuing openly on your journey of growth. Have fun opening to the truth of self. It also goes on to say, the seventh seal. I've always been told that before we become integrated with spirit, we must go through one final step, one final test. This test comes at you in many ways, but the outcome is always the same. You are alone with this challenge. You are facing your weakest link. You get no help, only yourself. No spirit guides or angels, just yourself. The weakest link will always be you, not an event, but you. Do you trust and believe and love you? As Archangel Michael once told me, and this is what he told me. Love is the only key that matters. If you can look deep enough to see you, you see all of you. Your fears, your joy, nobody can help you face your weakest link. You have to face you and come out knowing that you love yourself and know that you are the light, that you are the source. You are the strength with no weakness, and you are the love of the source. Never seeing this, you come away with fear. Again, once seen, you fear nothing. Because if you truly see, all you ever have is you, the source. Honor who you are. You are so special. We carry the seed of the source, and it needs to be ignited. And the seventh seal, it's like that doorway that's been closed, and it's time to open. You want to be who you are. You want to be truly the blessed being that you are. You carry divinity within you. You carry everything within you. All of who you are, all of your past, all of your loves, everything. And yeah.
I just typed the words to open in the chat so you can all copy it down, because I do have her book and you don't.
Yeah.
What page was that on, Sharon?
It was on, it started on 16. I went down to the bottom of 16 and started from there.
Okay.
because it goes into it a little bit and it says what to open. You know, it's like opening yourself. You know,
Mhm.
just as when we say, I am that I am, you're saying who you are. You're God. You're the divine. You are the special being that came from the spark, from the source. We carry that. This book also talks about many things: war, man, women, especially. The source talks about women, and Yeshua does also, because he goes into it's also, there's an excerpt that came in that Mary Magdalene speaks to mankind. And some believe, some do not, but they were married and they had children. And she's thanking everyone that helped her on her journey, then and now. So.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. It's like, there's more? To me, those were
Yeah.
mic drop moments. So thank you for sharing that. That's really powerful stuff and really something that we can take to heart.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And there's so much to
Yeah.
say about that, but also I'm really intrigued. I just heard that the whole Jesus and Mary Magdalene were married, had children, and that also, maybe you know this, I don't know, there were 24 disciples and 12 of them were women.
Yeah, there were many women disciples. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely there were. Yep. In fact, I'm hearing in my head, and it's funny because I did let me just see one thing, if I've got the page. No. I'm supposed to read something. Yep, from Mary. I will read it. And it's for everyone to know, but it's there is one part I might choke up because it really affects me. But for those that remember her and know what she did and who she was a very powerful woman. She came from wealth. She was a blessed being, just as Yeshua was. And this is in there because she's thanking people, and this is a thank you from her. And it's funny because when you said that, I heard, yeah, it's time to read it, because she's thanking you for wanting to know about her, wanting to learn about her.
Yeah.
I will read it. I followed the way even through the pain of my losses. My beloved, whose name was, excuse me, she comes into me at these times and it gets me emotional. My beloved, whose name once whispered heals your souls, was sent to teach you about love and respect and honor. Not all the people during his lifetime were ready to hear his words or accept his gifts of healing. The people of power needed to destroy what they could not understand. They felt the way took their power and wealth away. What it gave them was total love and respect of the human being. People need respect, need love. Without love, people are in darkness and are in torment. Their judgments are totally for the benefit of themselves. They become hollow reeds that are unbendable, and when they break, they shatter from their brittleness. I speak to you of choices, of spirit, your soul. I walked in grace and perseverance. I walked with judgment from others. Why were some of you so afraid to be kind to my family and the source's choice, who was to teach you the truth about who you really are? I thank all those who showed me, my beloved, my children, and those who protected us love and respect. Thank you for protecting me and the word. Thank you for living the way. The love of self protects you and continues to guide you. I was young when I but I love the human spirit, and I loved who you know as Yeshua. He cared about mankind. He still cares about you. Those that read these words know that we existed, and we still exist in those hearts that believe in truth. Yeshua was my rock, his kindness for everyone, his foresight. He knew who would come for him and why. He tried to warn us, to protect us. All those that followed him, all those that knew the truth of the word, the truth of the way, the source's way. Mankind can be kind or brutal, protective or unruly lions who have not been fed. You choose what you believe, but please make that choice from your heart, not just your head, and not from want. Is it not time for the truth to be spoken? No intrigue, just truth. Again, to all those who watched out for me and my family's line, I love you. I thank you. I thank you from the deepest recess of my heart. Many words have been spoken that are not truth. Many know the truth, but deny this truth. This story, for it will dissolve many establishments based on false truths, false actions. To the world know this: women are created from the mother, father, the source. This is the word of the source. The lesson has not yet been learned that recognizes being equal. Mankind puts limitations on the word, the truth of truths. Know that I lived, that I was one with Yeshua, that I bore children, and that I loved and lived the way, the source's teachings. Know that I was and that I continue to be protected by my followers, whom I love with my entire heart. I bless you and your continued belief and love. Mary the Magdalene. And that's for humanity. This book is about humanity, to help humanity. And to love themselves with everything. Go within, find out who you are. It's all there. And yeah. And I can find it. I'll tell you why. Yeshua had okay, I think this is the part. Oh, I tried to go through before I came on because I kept hearing read this. So I had to set them apart. It said, okay, this is from Yeshua. I came to teach mankind humanness and universal laws. I did not come to coddle man. I came into a time of selfishness and love. Many people were fighting to stay alive. There were many teachers or prophets announcing to the people about my coming. When I came back to Israel, and that's how he said it, after years of being away, my country is in turmoil. The Romans are the overseers. My people are sad. The clerics are pacifying the Roman soldiers, and the prefect and the Romans have taken my people's dignity. I am teaching the words of the wise one. The people are looking for a leader to free them, to give them strength, to feed them. Many barely have enough food to feed themselves, let alone their families. Their belief in God was being challenged everywhere. What did mankind want at this time? Many did not know. They looked at me as if I was their savior, who would lead them to the new Israel. All I could do was lead them to themselves. The new Israel was inside of them. Everything was inside of them, but they needed to go through their hearts in order to get it. And the it was not a thing, it was love. Many of my Essene brothers and sisters were rich in belief of what the elders told them, but many were dissatisfied. They felt there was more. I brought a new way of thinking and believing. I spoke for the Creator and for mankind. I spoke about man taking account of himself, his spirit, and his beliefs. Many elders of the house of God did not sit comfortably with what I taught. I spoke the truths, the beliefs of your spirit, your universe. I spoke to everyone as a man, not as an elite member of the house of God. Everyone started to look at themselves as a human holding a great amount of wealth inside of them. All those that came to me were being taught that as they looked out into the world, to look at it from the eyes in your heart, your spirit, your mother, father self. They were being taught to really see and feel what they as people can do for themselves and then do for others. Each person is responsible for themselves. Your church is not responsible for you. It does not govern you. You govern you. You open your veils to see you, one must surrender to the source, your source. You do not surrender to a church, but you do surrender to the divine source, open to hear with your heart, not with the voice of another, and not by what religion tells you what my voice spoke. My voice spoke the truth of time, the truth of the heart, and the truth of your spirit. I spoke your truths that were buried deep within, hidden by man's laws on how you should act and think. They told you then and continue to tell you now about the laws of God, but you were not taught about the laws of love and humanness. That come from the mother, father of creation. The source and you are not taught about oneness. I was not a simple man that would sit quietly and be led how the mankind in authority would have me walk. I was not a puppet. No strings were attached to me. Therefore, I became a threat. I taught men, women, and children about love, about all people being equal, and about what they carried deep within their hearts. Those that followed believed in the divine cosmic laws, the mother, father, the creator, source, the creator source that was always with them and came to them with love at all times. Many came after my followers, those that thought there was a manual to internal wealth. There were many scrolls which were hidden and described what a man needed to do to have abundance, wealth of knowledge, and the wealth of the within. They look still for these attributes to help them become conquerors of people, money, and lands. They still look for the truths that were told to my followers. They want the magic without having to do the inner work, and they have not tapped into their inner core of love needed to. My daughter has a dog rescue, and little Loki is howling right now. He sits outside my door and listens. Okay. They want the magic without having to do the inner work, and they have not tapped into their inner core of love needed to find the wealth within. Mankind needs to allow the spark of love to guide you. Why are you, so many of you, afraid to allow this spark to grow? Individually, you must take this step, not with groups of people. Stop being afraid of what another thinks and speaks about you. Listen to the whispers of your being, your spirit, your heart. True love does not and is not governed by another, only by your true inner voice, and that is governed by your divine spirit. There are so many wants, and these wants are asked for always. Instead of saying, I want strength, say, I am strength. Say, I am love. Say, I am a being of light and love. Just those statements, not wants, will change you. You will radiate the real you, not the you everyone wants. This is the truth. And it goes on. It goes on for another page, but to get the gist of
Beautiful.
some of the things he speaks of.
Wow.
Um,
Feeling
Mm.
that deep within. And we have some feline energy saying yes.
Yes, yes. He talks about all of us
Yes.
being one. We're all brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
and we're all the children of our Creator. All of us, not just a select few. We're all. And he does state in here also that when the Romans were scourging him, beating him, there was a cleric that was watching. and he had me say it as that, a cleric, not a Jewish rabbi. They were threatened. They were very threatened by him. Those that, were having trouble, but
There was an interview I listened to the other day that indicated that there were 24 disciples, 12 were women. And they also said that there was really no crucifixion and resurrection, that was a alternate dimensional mentality for those that couldn't believe or see or understand, that they had to have some kind of persecution, and then that really did not happen.
I hadn't heard that one. I know that when I was writing this book, I would have dreams, and I remember one of which was I saw him on the cross, and I saw him looking down at who was there. He did not die on that cross. He was not dead when he left that cross. He had his uncle, Joseph Arimathea, they were able to get him out. And they helped treat him physically on his ship. And he went to France with the family, and many were on there. Like in France, they have so much information about the family. I did learn on my trips that the children were sent to different parts of the world because there were many that were looking for them, and it would bring down the many establishments, and they've been after the bloodline for many years. I'm trying to think what else. I mean, France has so much information about him, the family, the children. One of the children ended up in Scotland. So I am going to be writing another book. They haven't quite told me what yet. I get hints of it, but we'll see. I just said it. I don't want it to take as long as what this one took. This took too long.
Yeah.
It went through, a few years. Yeah.
Well, I think as the veil thins, it will be sooner. I think
Mhm.
there's more and
I
more
think
coming
so
in
too.
and being accepted.
Yes, exactly. Like I said, over in France, oh my God, they love Mary the Magdalene. And
Yeah.
when I remember because she's in Yeshua's section of the book. I have 4 sections actually. They're a little longer, but it starts off with the source, and then it goes into Yeshua and Mary Magdalene's and that. Then the next one goes into the healing methods, and then the last one goes into those coming in and speaking, talking to mankind, and then the mother father. And they were explicit in here to talk about the mother father of the cosmos. Yeshua does at the end. It's on one sheet by itself. but he wants people to know. He said, remember, child. And when he comes in, he always says, child, I'm here. Or if all of a sudden I'll be with somebody and all of a sudden he'll decide to want to give him a message or whatever. But he says, remember, child, you are the sanctity and sacredness of life. Always remember that. And that you are very, very special beings. And you are very loved. The same as the source. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Do you know how many children that they had?
Well, myself, I know they had at least 2, but I've heard that they might have had 3. I know that Sarah, she's in France, but she's at where the gypsies go. They honor her. They love her. They have a festival every May for Sarah. In fact, on one of my trips, we went there. So I think it's Saint Del Mar. It's right on the coast. There's a church there that's it's honored her, and in every May, what happens is there's a casket at the top of the where this ceiling is in the church, and it's a big ceremony, and they lower it, and they say that Sarah's bones are in there, and everybody they just weep. You just walk into the church, you feel so much, and everything is usually the church is down in the crypts. They have different things, and they have a big statue of Sarah, and anybody that goes there, they leave gifts to her. The gypsies absolutely love her. There is another place in Scotland. There's a church there. It's on the Isle of Mull, a small church. There's a stained glass window there. And when you walk in, you are impacted by this stained glass. And it's Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, and a child. And you see it. At first, you don't see the child, and when you look closer, the child is there. You know, it's a special church. It's just, offhand, I don't remember the name of it, but it's the only one on Mull. It's a small island. So, you know, there's Europe holds a lot of information. Just like in France and Saint Baume for Mary, people are able to go up to the top, and people will experience her. Her energy is there. You know, very they honor both Yeshua and her, and even they love Mother Mary also. So, but the definite number, no. They say, I've been told I hold all that information within me. Some has come out, some has not come out. So I keep asking for it to come out, but they say, not yet. So.
Interesting. Anybody else have some thoughts, questions?
Where can we buy this book?
Through me. I'll give you my email address. All you have to do is email me and tell me your name and your address where it needs to be sent, and I will send it out to you. My email is crossbar444 yeshua@gmail.com. And it's I charge 25, so that covers your shipping too.
25 US?
Yep, 25 US.
Okay.
Yep. And it'll come. Oh, this is, maybe I can hold it up and show you. This is it. It's big. It's about 86. It's only 86 pages, but it's on 8 by 11. One side carries is all the channeling, and on the right and on the left, it's a blank page. So if you want to make notes, and yeah.
Wonderful.
The
ahead.
thing that I connected in my head, you had talked about when we break the seventh seal, that the seventh seal is actually ourselves. And then
Yes.
later on, you mentioned that we have the divine within us.
Yes, we do.
And so that, to me, that ties into the power of us to be the seventh seal.
Yeah.
Is the connection I made in my warp mind, you know, and you seem to have that thread through different passages you read.
Yes. Yes.
The one thing I was interested, did you get any feedback as into what kind of parents Mary Magdalene would have been? Did you get any of that feeling through her?
From what I've learned with my trips to Europe, she was a wonderful mother. Yeshua had to leave her at times, and she felt that deep in her heart, the loss of him. With her children, she loved them very much, and the children were, while they were with the family, Yeshua and her, they did everything together. They would have events together. They celebrated and were in love with each member of the family. And they spoke of truths to them. They didn't lie to the children. And it hurt when but they knew it was necessary when the children had to be placed in different places and under the protection of those places of which they had to go, because the church was after them, even during those times. They were after the teachings. They did not want it known that he was married, that he had children. Just like in the Bible, that the wedding that they spoke of in Canaan, and that was their wedding. That was their wedding. What I had learned, that was their wedding. And people that have done a lot of research over there, like Tim Wallace Murphy, Henry Lincoln, they've passed, but we got to who are the group in which I went with. Gloria Amendola had done a lot of history on the both of them and knew these people, and we got introduced to them, and they would explain what happened, like when and based on the an example, it was when Lazarus died, and he waited the 3 days. And if he, from what I was told, and these people went in depth on finding out, he wouldn't have been able to go there and marry, because Mary Magdalene was his sister. And if they hadn't been married, there wouldn't be, you know, according to the religion back then. And yeah, it's, and they have books over there. It's to find them, to find out what they have, you know, the information on what they have. But I've met many people who just absolutely love them and have done the history on them. So, and even Yeshua in the books speaks of the fact that they were married, the fact that, you know, it's hard to believe, but we've been programmed to believe that they weren't, and that she was not as she was played out to be in church doctrine. So
Can you imagine being there for supper? Wow.
yeah, I know. Yeah. Yep.
Charlie, did
I
you
know.
have a comment or question?
And since I've been selling these, I've been going to fairs, and I have run into people that remember their time with Mary Magdalene, and they've been gifted because I made up individual what the sword says in the beginning of each chapter, and then what Yeshua says, and then what Mary Magdalene said. And at one of them, the woman brought me to tears because she was there, and in each book I sign them because they're signed, but they come with messages from the source or Yeshua, and there's been from Mary Magdalene also. And Mary said in one of them, when I was writing it, I choked up. It was like, she was saying that I have not seen you since that time, and I thank you for being my friend. And the emotion that comes through, you know, it's truth. It's a truth. And the woman was remembering it, and she just, yeah, it was, yeah. People request, I do feel that, as I was told, people will come for the book that want the book, that it's their time, they want to read it. And you trust spirit.
Would we be able to post the availability of it online and send them to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes,
Beautiful.
it's got to get out there. You know, it is being put out there. But yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just the tool.
So Sharon, this is
Oh,
Charlie. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can, Charlie.
Couple of questions. What prompted you to join the Madonna ministry?
Because I loved Mother Mary, and Mother Mary came to visit me when I was younger. And there'd been other things out there, but I felt in my heart it was the right place to be at that time in my life.
Okay.
I felt it in the heart, and I heard it. And yeah.
The next question I have for you is, if you want to divulge it, you said you needed to go through a healing before you wrote this book. What was the nature?
Yeah, I will tell you. Yeshua came to me. It was okay. I think all of you know about No Red Basket. That's I happened to be down in Mystic, and I stopped in Mystical Horizon. That's where she was giving readings at the time. I didn't know her, but I got in there and I kept hearing, "You need to have a reading. You need to have a reading." This is how Yeshua introduced himself to me. I mean, I knew of him and I felt close to him before this. Never expected to be writing a book or channeling anything. And I sat, and one of the things she asked me, "All right, you know this person. Who is the person that you remember their feet and what they wore on their feet, the sandal they wore?" And I knew who it was immediately. And I said, "Yeshua." "Well, he's going to start coming to you," which I had been speaking to him all along. And I always I go to the source first for anything when I need to talk. Then he started talking to me.
We lost your audio.
Yeah,
Sharon,
I felt.
there you go.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that? We lost you for a second.
Yeah, I had a phone call coming in, and so
Okay.
I deleted it. He started giving me information, and I would write it down. I just wrote what was being said to me, and I had this. I said, "Oh my God, I felt that if I put this out, I'm going to be crucified again." That's what I felt, and I could feel myself being crucified. And I'm there. Oh my, I had to get through that. And then I was opening up myself. I mean, I was open, but I needed to go through. I went through a lot when I was doing this book. I had visions of what he was experiencing. I saw him being scourged and beaten by the Romans. I would be with people, and all of a sudden they would say, he would start to talk, which, I would hear and need to say something, and I would go with it and everything. But then they would see his face sometimes that would come through my face, or all of a sudden he would be there. And it was hard to experience some things of which he experienced. And then it was like, nope, being gifted, it's okay. Because the healing methods I have in the book, I learned them because I experienced all of them. That's how they taught me. And I find him very, very special. I'm humbled and honored they gave me the information to put in this book. So, and as I said, through the whole time of the book, I was going through my own growth, and I would have plateaus, and then it would be quiet, but then I would experience. And so I was growing and allowing my within to come out at the same time when I was doing this book. So it's there were many times when I was humbled, very humbled.
So the last question, it will be, do you have remembrances of living during those times of Jesus,
Yes.
Mary? Okay.
Yes, I do. And yeah, I do. In fact, yeah, I'm I was close. Archangel Michael had told me I know the truth of those times. And when I was writing this, I would have these remembrances and everything. But yeah, I just ran into somebody about a month ago. Been about 6 weeks. And I met him at one of the fairs. And he's a medium. He opened up on 9/11 during the tragedy. He was a policeman at that time. And his memory opened up, and we talked, and he knew I was from that time. And I said, I asked him who he was. He said he was Paul, and told me how he met Jesus and everything, and then how he changed. But he has those remembrances also. And then he said to me, because I had learned, I had been at that crucifixion. I was told I was one of the three Marys, maybe a sister. And then, and I've asked him directly, and he said, not yet. Not yet, I'm not telling you. But yeah, as days go by, maybe it'll come out in the next book, maybe, so, but it's okay. It's okay. But I do know I was back in those times, and I was at the wedding. I was at the wedding when he married Mary.
Yeah, I'm sure you've read the book Blessed Among Women.
I think I have. No, I don't. I'm not recalling it. No. What is it, Charlie?
The book is Blessed Among Women.
Oh, yes. I thought you said something else. Yes.
Yeah, Arnold Michael
Yep.
was the author. It's kind of the foundation of our ministry. Well, thank you for sharing what you've been sharing.
No.
Very welcome. Thank you.
What has this book done for your personal belief system, faith,
I have different
whatever you
perspectives.
want to call
I have different perspectives.
Pardon?
I have
Okay.
each day my perspectives change, the growth. I've come to accept people for who they are and their own individual growth. And it's helped me to those times of which you'll run into people and their belief systems and everything. I don't feel I have to contradict it. What I do say is I honor where you're at. I honor who you are, where you're at. And I've become more heart-based, very much more heart-based, and try to live with an open heart.
That's wonderful.
And is that what you hope for readers?
Yeah, I'm hoping. People have had different experiences. They have, one person told me that, well, she was a healer. She was working on somebody, a girl came to her who was an addict, fighting it. And she was doing a healing on her, and she heard stop, get the book, put it under the table. She did. She put it under the table. And they said, step back. And next thing you knew, she saw a light come up from underneath the table and encompass this girl. And she just stood there and said, oh my. And when the girl got off, and she has gotten in touch with her since then, she got off that table, not an addict, and has not gone back to it. And that's only one instance. It's not going to happen with everybody else because it's divinely orchestrated. It's, I mean, some people have felt, I had another person said that as they were reading it, they felt God was there and they were encompassed within the essence. And I had one person tell me she cried through it. It brought out an emotion that needed to come out. It, you know, it's not, it's Spirit's doing, it's the Creator's doing, it's Yeshua's doing, it's Mary's and the angels that talked. You know, it's, I think everyone would, people will have an experience if it's time for them to have it. You know? So, and it's what they feel when they're reading it.
It happens in divine right order.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep.
Well, it's been a wonderful talk. I really appreciate your sharing yourself and coming back to us and
Thank you.
sharing your book.
Thank you. Thank you, Charlie.
Oh, and you're welcome to come back anytime just to hang
Okay.
out.
And I was told earlier to tell you, what I heard was, which I was going to thank you very much for allowing me just talk about the book, but for everyone that came, know that you are so blessed and so loved. Never forget that. Never ever forget that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
So,
you.
what are we doing next week? Anyone know?
Next week, we have Sally B doing the equinox. The
Okay.
22nd is the equinox.
Right.
Wunderbar.
Yes. All right. Thank you, everybody. I so appreciate your being here. And Sharon,
Thank you.
especially for you. And I'm going
Thank
to
you.
send you an email to get the book.
Okay.
Definitely
Thank
touched
you.
my heart today. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. I'm honored.
Mhm.
Thank you.
All right.
All
Have a
right.
wonderful week, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you all.
Love you too.